Welcome to This Damn Industry. I'm Chris. This is Rick.
Hello.
And our sound engineer, Mike.
Hey.
So, last week, discrimination of smokers. What do you think?
Pretty much feel the same. It's funny how feelings don't really change in a week.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, you know, I got to say, there's nothing really I even feel I wanted to add to it off the top of my head. It's just, I think it's unfair to alienate any group, you know, and particularly we're talking about hiring. We're talking about employment. One more time in case you missed last week. We're not talking about banishing the smokers to the far reaches of a bar or a club or whatever. We're talking,
nobody gives a shit about that.
Or making them go 30 feet away from the door or away from patios where other people are eating and drinking.
Yeah, I don't even
care
give a fuck
about
about that.
We're talking about places that won't hire you because they're a smoke-free establishment.
Which makes no sense because you're not smoking in the establishment itself.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't want you to light up at your desk, I think that's reasonable. I actually think that's the law. But we won't hire you if you smoke. I mean, that's just, you'll hire anybody else.
There is actually one thing I wanted to add to it. If you think about it, like, they won't even hire you if you don't have a physical address. So how the fuck is anybody who's homeless supposed to get unhomeless? I mean, yeah, I get really tired of them, of people who are on the streets asking me for money and everything else. But you got to understand, like, unless they have somebody around that can help them out even just the slightest little bit, they're totally fucked. They can't do a goddamn thing because they don't have a physical address. They're not going to accept a P.O. box. Why the fuck do you need to have a house to have a fucking job? It's bullshit. It's just sucking. It's another way to suck you into a system where you're just fucked if you don't have enough capital to keep yourself on your fucking feet.
Agreed.
That happened to my parents even in the 60s, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. Yeah, exactly. Same bullshit. You know, so.
System suckery.
System suckery.
That's what it is. Typical system suckery.
System of the Downs. I don't know why that came up. I don't know why that came up in my head. That's a bad thing. Let's not go there. Okay, food allergies. Fake food allergies, to be exact. Sorry, my bad.
Fake food allergies. You know, same as last week with that too. You know, no, you have a responsibility to yourself and your own welfare and health to know if you can't eat something and to inquire if said item is in your food. I don't care if that's eggs or nuts or dairy or
speaking of
fucking
nuts,
red leaf
remember when you
lettuce.
said this? We were talking about nuts.
What was
Do
that?
you remember this? Our failed podcast, and we were talking about nuts. Specifically, you were talking about your nuts, and this. I think you had this to say.
Oh, they have shit to say.
Oh, they got shit to say.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Classic Rick line right there going on.
No, man, when you go into an Italian joint and you order the vegetarian lasagna and they bring you your vegetarian lasagna and then you ask, does this have cheese in it? Well, I didn't know. You have to take it back. I can't eat that. You're a douchebag.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
If you conduct yourself like that, you're an asshole.
I think that goes for a lot of things, though. I mean, if you conduct yourself in any way in that kind of situation, not with just fake allergies, but anything, it's like, oh, I want like it's like going to buy a fucking motorcycle. Like, oh, I don't have a motorcycle license. You have to take that back. Really? What the fuck? You stopping a motorcycle dealership in the fucking first place? It's like going to a barbecue joint and asking for vegetarian shit, like completely vegetarian.
Yeah, it is. Going into a restaurant or bar, an establishment to eat, and you have certain food allergies or dietary restrictions, because to some people it is probably more of a classification as a dietary restriction. It's something that they have, you know, they have a problem with, but it's not like a ruled out. They just have to moderate how much of it they could have or something.
Right.
That's reasonable, but you know,
well, still,
and most places can work with you and will work with you very well. But you know, when you go out, you need to be responsible for yourself and know what you can have and what you can't have. Most things, most menus, they're pretty obvious. And if you ask on the front end, you can get the answer. It might take you a little longer to get what you're looking for, but them's the breaks. You need to slow your life down a little bit if you're moving too fast to make sure you get food you can actually eat. You know,
Well, it's like I'm not going to go into an Italian joint and be like, well, I can't have bread, I can't have tomatoes, and I can't have fucking cheese. You just knocked out most of the menu right there, and you're like, well, I can't do pasta either because I'm on a fucking diet. Really? Get the fuck out. Like, just don't go in the first place.
I'm like, great,
Drink a
here's
glass
a-
of wine and shut up. Like, well, I'm allergic to grapes. Really, dude? Like, just go the fuck home. Like, it's not fucking rocket science.
They do have vegetarian restaurants and stuff.
And people, well,
they do
true.
have vegetarian restaurants. What it kills me is when
People don't
There
go
are-
there and they expect a place that's only like it does a shitload of meat to be like, well, you must have something vegetarian.
You know, there's nothing wrong with doing a little bit of research and knowing where you're going before you go there, too. If you're going out with a group of friends and, you know, you are a carnivore and they're not, and you want to get yourself a cheeseburger beforehand, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Knock yourself out. Yeah.
It would be just as reasonable for you to know that, like, cool, I don't eat. And that was another thing that we're talking
yeah,
about.
you don't
It
go to a
wasn't
vegan
just-
joint and ask for a slab
wasn't
of
just-
fucking bacon.
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
people that claim vegetarianism, but I eat chicken and I eat seafood and you're not a fucking
but I eat fish.
vegetarian. You know, and this is what I was calling fake food allergies. You don't have any legitimacy to these issues. You just decided one day you didn't want to do this, you don't want to eat that, and that's fine. But that's on you, pal.
Yeah, sometimes people just decide they want to be a fucking prick. And that really is what it is to it. It's like, oh, I just want to be an asshole. I mean, I just, you know. And I hate, I mean, it's always adding insult to injury when they're super huffy about it. As soon as they find out you don't have something.
Ooh, huffy.
Very huffy.
I used
Like
to ride a Huffy when I was a
and
little
huffy.
kid.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome
I had a
little one-speed Huffy.
you know,
Definitely had
I'm
one of
gonna
those.
I'm gonna
Thing was
tell you
bad.
something that's it's kind of embarrassing. I used to ride like a white and pink Huffy.
Hand me
Hell
down.
yeah.
Hand me down.
No, actually, strangely enough.
I got
It
mine
was
as
it was
mine
a
as
super
gift.
light one though. It was a BMX
I
like
got mine
ish
as a
bike.
gift from a friend who worked at a bowling alley, and it had been left behind at the bowling alley and been there for a month. He was like, "All right,
So you jacked it.
going." No, it wasn't Jack. That's their policy. They hold this stuff for 30
he
days.
worked there. I thought he just saw it sitting
No,
outside.
he-
Like
he
it
held
could have been
it.
somebody
They
that
held
worked
it.
there, dude.
No, he gave it to me. The guy's like an uncle to me. So, you know, I think I was a 5 or 6 and I got this bike and it was just a little too big for me, but pretty soon I got some cojones. I got on that bike.
I
and
don't know, Rick.
Pretty soon I crashed. It was
I
fun.
think you just don't want to admit that your uncle's a thief.
No, it wasn't like that.
I
at
know.
all.
I'm messing with you, man. And the booze last week. So we drank some sake, some sucky sake. I'm not sure how I felt
It
about
was-
that.
It was just okay.
It was mediocre.
was
You
just
know,
okay.
for $8, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. That could have been like
I thought that was a few bucks more than that.
distilled pig shit. No, it was actually less expensive
Like you
than the
said, it
rum
was-
you bought.
Okay, because
Yeah,
the rum
and
was
the-
$8, but that wasn't going out. There was 12 going out the door.
Going out the door, it was 10.
Yeah,
It was like $9.50, $9.80 something.
ladies and germs. That's not a bad $8 bottle of sake.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, as we said, it's
I
not
didn't say
good.
it was especially good.
Well, I mean,
it was all right.
We were doing comparison. Like, if you want to get drunk, don't buy it.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and talk, Mike. You're the one who liked the Jägermeister spice. The
I did like
Aunt Jemima's.
that, yeah.
I guess it wasn't too bad. I mean, honestly, it wasn't too bad. I put it waffles in the morning. You know, if I was feeling especially alcoholic that week. Well, I mean, that's it for the recap. I got nothing else. Got nothing on that shit. Let's get into this, man.
Is it time?
You know what time it is.
Is it getting a little scary up in
Yeah,
here?
it's everybody. It's time for the. You got it. Can you believe that's me? Yeah, I know, right? We need to get some better clips for that. That sounds like I felt like a fucking retard in that.
Bad liquor review.
Yeah, do it. You got to.
There's a little,
not quite like that.
There's a little Catherine Hepburn there.
That'll be the next idea.
Bad liquor reviews.
Shaking my
I
jowls.
want to do the segment one. Welcome to the segment.
So it's my turn this week.
You got it. What'd you get us?
I got us a bottle of 70 proof Revel Stoke roasted pecan flavored whiskey. It's a Canadian whiskey imported to the lovely state of Minnesota and bottled by Ed Phillips and Sons in Princeton, Minnesota.
Wait, is it imported into Minnesota or imported out of Minnesota?
It's Canadian whiskey imported to Minnesota.
Oh,
So
why do they gotta make this so confusing?
everything not made here
It's not
is
confusing.
imported to here from somebody, and
That's a good point.
they all want their little, you know, They want their 2 cents on it. So we've got a roasted pecan flavored whiskey, 35% alcohol by volume, 70 proof. Do I read the little tag on the back?
Why the
What
fuck
the
not?
hell? Why not?
Let's hear it. You've gone through everything else so far.
To the
We have
miners
all
of
the stats
life.
in this liquor right now. What the fuck is it called again?
Revel Stoke, REVELSTOKE.
Okay, that's a pretty hardcore label too. I like
To
that.
the miners of life, purveyors of good times, celebrators of joke and laugh. It's time to think beyond serious, beyond straight faces and snared lips. There's revelry to be had. Now here in this moment, wherever this moment may be, let's stoke.
What the fuck writes these things? God,
Let's
that would be great. Let's
I
stoke,
feel
dude.
like that's going to come up somewhere later in
Are
our
you
talk
ready to-
about extreme things, but I'm
yeah.
ready to crack this bottle and give us a taste. Mike, am I dealing you in here, Captain?
Yep. Man, I am stoked, dude. Let me tell you.
I want to taste the pecan.
You're not allergic to nuts, are you? Because I don't have an EpiPen right now.
Man said he wants some nuts in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they got shit to say.
Oh yeah. They got shit to say, don't they, Rick?
All right, guys.
That was awkward.
It's liquor time.
Liquor. You brought her. Oh man, did I actually get up for this? Just in case anybody's wondering, logistically, this is a pain in the ass because I'm sitting in a different spot than I normally sit because I had to get to the soundboard, which is a pain in the ass. All right, let's taste this.
Something tells me we can cut that part, that dead space, back a little bit. So, guys,
Oh, I'll cut it.
let's taste some booze, huh?
Cheers. Holy shit, that's sweet.
Tastes like hazelnut coffee.
Or
Dude, that
pecans.
hazelnut is a pecan hazelnut sort of. I'm willing to bet there's hazelnut in there.
I'll bet those fuckers are lying.
That is really good. It's very sweet.
It's really sweet.
It's a
man.
nice. I would say this is a nibble, not a bite. This is something that you use in a cocktail with
In
another
something else.
spirit.
Yeah.
It's quite syrupy and viscous. It's got a very high sugar content.
You know, it's not
No
so
question.
bad. And I guess I was gonna say it anyways. It's not so bad. I mean, I could put this on waffles too, honestly, but it's not that bad.
Chris just likes booze on his waffles.
You know, I've been
everybody.
thinking about it all. Like ever since I got that the Jägermeister spice. Ever since I got the Jägermeister spice, I've been thinking about it. I've been like, maybe I should really put booze on waffles. I mean, come on, think about it. What a great hangover cure that would be. That'd be amazing. I mean, I don't know. The booze might soak into the waffles and just like eat away at
Yes.
them. It might taste like shit. It might just be a sloppy mess.
I'd say if you want butter on there, you'd butter them first, and then add some booze.
Make them real crispy.
Make them real crispy. They'll soak up the
Just, like,
booze a
burn the
lot.
shit out of 'em.
But yeah, it'll come out like a tres leches cake, which is pretty tasty stuff if you ask me.
That might not be bad. That might be bad.
So, Revel Stoke,
Yeah, you're gonna have to leave me some of
roasted
this so I can put it on
pecan.
waffles tomorrow.
roasted pecan flavored whiskey.
I like it.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too shabby. I've been staying off the whiskey for the most part recently. I've been drinking tequila, but this is good.
Kind of tastes like butter popcorn flavored jelly bellies.
Holy shit, that's exactly what it tastes like. I'll bet you if we had a side by side
Whoa.
comparison right now,
Oh,
they should have called this jelly bean. Jelly bean whiskey, man.
yeah. Man, if you've had
It just goes to show you that
buttered
butter
popcorn jelly bellies, this is exactly what they taste like.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you that buttered popcorn jelly bellies don't taste anything like buttered fucking popcorn.
I tell you what, the thing about this is it's still 35%. So you go putting this in your coffee or something, woohoo.
Oh, that's a great office drink, dude. You could totally
This
get away
is
with that
like-
shit. You'd be like, oh yeah, I went down to Starbucks
People,
and got
this
a
is
fucking
what you
pecan
want to be
latte.
drinking in your coffee mug at work. Maybe not on your way to
Yeah,
work.
if you got a day
you know,
job,
maybe get to work before you start.
yeah, we don't condone drinking.
We don't condone drinking and driving. No boozing and cruising.
I mean, I don't. I'm not going to stop you, but
He lies.
It's not
Chris is
a
out
good
there
idea.
on the road 24/7 in a fake cop car with fake glasses and a fake radar, pulling people over saying, Do you know how fast you were driving?
You can't tell people that. I'm gonna go straight to jail for that shit now.
He doesn't actually do that. Just sounds like a good idea.
Well, that sounds like a great idea, dude.
You pull people over and just be like, "Do you know how fast you're driving?" Me neither. I was just
neither.
wondering if you knew.
Yeah. Do you want
You
to
have a nice day.
take care?
You guys,
Drive safe.
y'all come back now here.
Just use it to promote like. Oh my god, that would be the best guerrilla promoting scheme ever. Pull people over and be like, "Have you heard of this?" Just like hand them a flyer and be like, "Have a nice day, man." Fucking take off.
Do you know about This Damn Industries podcast?
Yeah. Hey,
If
so
you
have
haven't
about this
heard-
damn industry, you can turn your dial.
Here, I'm going to tell you.
You got
yeah,
an
no,
iPhone?
yeah, you got to.
I'll show you where it is right now.
Plug that in there. Yeah, hit the. Yeah, there you go.
You listen
That's
to that,
exactly how we
we'll
do it.
lay off you for the next week.
Yep.
You can drive as fast as you fucking want. Don't want you to get pulled over
Yep.
with us screaming
Yep,
obscenities in their fucking
Yep,
car.
yep, uh-huh.
You got it.
Yep.
Well, I've got my taste of the booze. It's my first impression. Got not much more to say about it.
Pretty good, very sweet.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Got some booze to it though.
It's good for coffee. I'm
I think
telling
it'd be
you.
great in coffee.
Anybody
Good in
who-
cold drinks.
And you guys who work 9 to 5, just fucking put that shit in your coffee. Don't want anybody to know. Just
I think,
we'll never find out.
I
Depending on
think
how much
you-
you drink.
I think if you want to make an old fashioned with that, just a little bitters and a properly expressed orange
Express the
on
orange.
a nice big cube, I think that'd come out pretty nice too.
Actually, you know what? That would probably come out fantastic. You wouldn't even need any bitters in that.
I'd just use like an aromatic. I'd still use an aromatic
Just like
bitters.
1 or 2 dashes.
Dash
something
to
like
2
that.
dash, 3 dash, maybe max.
Well, that's
Depending
kind
on
of
how
cool.
big
'Cause
your
it'd be-
bottles
That'd be
are.
like dumping whiskey on whiskey, dude. That's pretty
That's right.
awesome. And it
Not
actually
so
worked
bad,
out
right?
pretty well.
Did you put mint in that?
No, Mike. We did not put mint in there.
Is this whiskey?
We expressed the orange though.
Is this whiskey gluten free?
Don't squeeze that shit. Oh God, don't even start with that, man. I'm just gonna say yes. Every time somebody says, "Is this gluten free?" I'm gonna say no. Even
Was
if it
this
is.
whiskey
'Cause I don't
produced in a
care.
facility that
Is this
also
lettuce
processes
gluten-free?
tree nuts?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Well, actually, people with nut allergies would be
Is
severely
this
allergic
is
to
this
allergic
salmon
to
safe whiskey?
salmon safe. Yes, the salmon only
Maybe
drink
we
it.
weren't
the
done
salmon
with the
only,
fake food
the salmon
allergy
only
bullshit.
drink it once a year. Are you?
The salmon only get a taste on special
Yeah.
occasions. All right. Listen, we try to do right by the
Oh
salmon.
man, that'd be a hell of a lot of way to poison some people. Feed salmon a bunch of nuts. Think of all the people with nut allergies would have. Terrible. Yeah, that'd be awful.
That's some dark shit, man.
That is some dark shit. It's terrible. But yeah, if you have nut allergies, do not drink this. It does in fact have actual roasted nut juice. in
Yeah,
it.
your throat
That
would
sounds
close
terrible
up
when I
and
say
you'd
it like
die.
that. Some
Your
roasted,
throat would close up
some
and you'd
roasted
die,
nut
and that would
juice.
just be awful.
Be a hell of a way to die, man.
So,
It's your
Topic-
week, man. This is your
topic
week.
one.
Let's hear it.
here's my go. Here I go. Here's my go. Overuse of trendy terms. Trendy shit. Extreme this, extreme that. This ice, that light,
Extreme
everything.
fajitas. Extreme nachos.
Oh my God, I'm so tired of it all. I know it's been going on a long time, but all these different, I swear to God, I blame Taco Bell and Mountain Dew. Fine products that they are. Please don't sue my poor ass. But everything they've come out with just gears to that extreme attitude. Everything's got to be extreme. Everything's got to be hardcore. Everything's got to be 2XL. Everything's got to be big and bad.
Oh yeah.
And,
Well, no, that's like
know,
the body weight supplements are like 2XL, 666, 4 times 4
Now
plus
everything-
3
swear
to
to
the
God.
power of 22XL. It's
the
like
f-
holy shit, dude.
all
To
the
do
fast
long
food-
division just to fucking figure out how to build muscle. It's like god damn it.
all the fast food places this year are trying to do the fire burger. They're fire with their new fire sauce. Everybody and their fucking mom's got a fire sauce.
Oh yeah, everybody has all these habanero sauces.
They claim there's ghost pepper. I would love to see the amount of parts per million on a ghost pepper.
But that's the thing, dude.
In any of their
That's
sauces.
the thing. You can't see it. It's like it's ghost.
Exactly. It's
Taco
just
Bell
a
did do the
bunch
fire
of
sauce a long time ago.
bullocks. Yes, but that's what they called a hot sauce of theirs. It wasn't fire. What they're talking about now There's usually these new cream, and they're all creamy. They're all mayo based. They're all dumbed down for all the
Aioli.
fucking gringo Anglo-Saxon
Yeah, aioli.
population that eats their everything. It's an aioli. That's all it is. And yes, there's some spice in it, but there's not enough.
Which unfortunately I have problems with anyways, because I'm not like completely intolerant. I think everybody has problems with cream in dairy and milk nowadays. And when you get older,
me.
I have major problems.
Lucky
with it.
me.
So here's the thing: is not only do I have to
Knock
take
on
like a
wood.
massive dump, I have to take a massive spicy dump, and I call it the Ring of Fire. It literally is the Ring of Fire.
Spice so nice it burns you twice.
Yeah. You're just sitting on the toilet like, oh god, oh god, oh god, and yeah, it's pretty bad. I know I'm talking about shit
Quite
here.
pleasurable talking about your spicy dumps.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't eat the extreme anything pretty much because as you said, it has extremely hot shit, and I like spice. I love spicy stuff. I can guzzle it like nothing else. The problem is when it's coming out. That's the issue that I have. It's not it's not the ingestion part of the equation.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck? Yeah, you know,
More booze.
I gotta say, just picking up on a trend that somebody else. One of the things that kind of spurred my thought to this week was Bud Light, Anheuser of all people. They're finally doing a mixed cocktail Bud Light version thing.
Well, yeah, there's a market for it.
This is right, but this is versus like Smirnoff Ice. And Rich, really, all those companies came out with something after like Mike's Hard Lemonade and a couple other companies really made something 15 plus years ago.
Yeah,
I'd say
like-
about
like
10
Boone's
years ago.
or Boone's,
All
Zima.
those others.
Yeah,
Zima was
Zima, you got
one.
Zima's one.
Zima used to be big. Taos was big once upon a time too. But
Well, Four Loko
no,
was
I would
pretty
say
big
there
for a
was
while.
there was a push from smaller companies that ate up a big market share in a short amount of time. So when the big wigs at the big companies heard, got wind, etc., they responded, and all of a sudden there was a Captain Morgan's vehicle for this product. There was a
Which one was the Captain Morgan's game? It was like the dark one.
I can't
It's the,
remember off the top of my head. I wasn't into it. I tried to Smirnoff Ice and I was like, man, this shit sucks.
Well, it's fucking
I'm not
malt-
trying the rest of these.
it's
'Cause this
Mickey's.
is exactly what it is.
It's
It's malt
malt
liquor.
liquor.
It's a malt liquor beverage. It's sweet and sugary and it's got booze in it. And that's not really me.
Well, if it's like if you took
So
Mickey's,
they're
like a hand grenade of
appealing to a
Mickey's.
really
You ever drink
young
those?
crowd. They're really kind of it's sort of like St. Ides used to do the special brews once
Yeah,
upon
exactly.
a time.
Yeah, I know exactly
My
what you're
God,
talking
they
about.
had one that was like it was like pastel blue. And I
Blue
watched
raspberry
I watched that
was what that
pastel
was called.
blue
It was
boozy
blue
liquid.
raspberry. Is that what it was?
Blue
I watched
raspberry.
it.
Oh, God.
I watched it come back out.
used to
Some
drink
of
it
the
all the time.
mouths I watched it go into, and it didn't look any more pleasant on the way in than on the way out. I gotta say, I just don't get these things.
It's like you
What's
watch it come
funny
out.
is that we're sitting here slamming the overuse of trendy shit, and I beg your pardon, but Sauza and Captain Morgan and Smirnoff came out with these things at least 10 years ago. Way to step up to the plate, Anheuser. Way to play ball. Way to stay with the times. That's just kind of a shame. I mean, if they're the biggest beer outfit in the world, and they are, you'd think they'd have a little faster grasp on
I
the
don't
game.
know, man.
They did, however, one time have a product called Tequiza, and I don't know if you remember that, but there was tequila in beer and a little bit of lime, and I was 19. It was actually halfway decent.
I'm sure it sounds like it tasted like shit. But I mean, you got to think about it.
I said I was
I'm not
19.
so
I
sure
mean, I
that-
wasn't professing to know a damn
The
thing.
Clamato beer they got.
Well, I mean, are you sure that they're the
Chris
biggest
gave me
company
a
right
case
now?
of the Clamato one time.
I mean, are you sure it's the biggest one right now? Because like we have PBR is getting pretty fucking big.
Well,
PBR is getting huge. It's a whole like it's this whole
parent
new
companies of
generational
these,
thing.
My understanding is the company that now owns Anheuser is the biggest. Now, if that's not the case today, well then shit.
Well, then
But,
shit.
I mean, I
Blue shit or
I
spicy shit.
apologize, ladies and germs, that I don't read the stock market and know who belongs to who at every minute of every day. But
Oh, they
last
changed that
I
so
knew,
much.
yeah, I mean, everybody's up for sale all the time. Even when they're not for sale, somebody makes a bid and they go, God damn, we're for sale. So who's going to fault that? And that's okay. I mean, that's capitalism. That's what it is. And I'm okay with that. I just laugh at their just like, man, they're like the guy that showed up at the party at 3 a.m. and you're like, where you been, dude? It's
Yeah,
over,
but the
man.
question is
the
he,
good dope
is he
gone.
already drunk?
All the good dope's gone. All the choice dames are left. You're like, you get to talk to 3-Figure Jim or that crazy girl that gives everybody gibbers under the fucking blanket. I don't know if you're into that or not, but that's about what you got left.
I can't see that. What are you showing me a picture of? What is this? Come on, you guys got to clue me in. I can't fucking see from over here in my new seat.
Darth Vader and
this part's gonna get
Stormtrooper
cut.
Lego with a selfie stick on a lightsaber.
Oh God, why are you showing me this? Because you know how much I love memes. Is that it?
Yep.
Fuck you and your memes and your stupid, extreme, trendy bullshit and everything else that goes along with it. God damn it. Seriously, that's the same thing though. That's exactly shut up. That's exactly what no, hold on. That's exactly
You're the
what
cow, dude.
extreme foods are. This extreme bullshit, all these extreme this, extreme that, trendy fucking bullshit. It's the same thing as a meme. Almost, not quite, but it pisses me off. It's fucking stupid. Like, let's have our extreme nachos. Let's have our extreme fajitas, our extreme this, our extreme that. It's like, let's make
Are we going to have
let's-
extreme memes?
Yeah, let's make extreme memes. Oh, let's do extreme cocktails with extremely expressed oranges into the deconstructed cocktails with some extreme fucking mustaches, some extremely skinny pants, and some douchey fucking tattoos. Fuck you and your fucking extreme bullshit and your goddamn
Do you need a
memes.
hug?
No, I'm sitting over here for a reason. I don't want you to touch me. That's fine.
So
Stay the fuck
hostile.
away from me.
So mallet.
Oh,
Just so
God.
ill-adjusted.
Yeah, well, you got to be kind of you can't be well adjusted and do something stupid like this.
He always fighting.
Why
He,
we always,
he
gotta
always
fight?
fighting.
Why he always mad? Why always mad about dumb
Don't
things?
get mad,
Here's the
Twan.
thing: is I'm not mad about dumb things. I'm mad about dumb people, and there's so many of them, and they do so much dumb shit that it becomes dumb things I get mad at. Which is actually probably a good thing that I don't look behind the curtain and say like, oh, it's because this guy's a fucking asshole. I just say, oh, I don't like these. If I could find the guy that started memes, like just the one dude who one day was like, for absolutely no reason, I'm going to post a picture of a cat doing something stupid and then put something that trivializes everything. That
You'd feed him your fist until it broke off.
well, until he broke off, my fist would be just fine, I would hope.
I'm pretty sure you'd do some damage to your fist.
I'm pretty sure to do some damage to my psyche
be
on
like,
that one. No, fuck that. I just walk up to his house. Oh man, that Revel, you're getting stoked, dude. That Revel Stokes going to your head there.
I'm reveling in the stokage. I do think I am reveling in the stokage. Are we coming back to bad second? This is the second piece of the bad booze review.
This ain't so bad. I mean,
Because I gotta say, I'm reveling in the stokage.
oh man, I mean like
This booze serves a purpose. See, that's the thing, is not everything we're gonna drink is gonna be like, oh, this is just great. I just want to put this in my face all day long. I want us to try some different shit. And
well, here's the thing: is like this
liquor
wasn't
store I
actually-
went to today was reasonably well stocked, but it's with most of your favorites. And
Well, I mean, today's kind of a lie because we both went.
not
we were
a
looking
lot of
around.
original shit there. So
Yeah.
so I gave it a whirl, and I'm pleased.
Although I gotta say, the checkout lady was kind of.
She was sketchy.
She was super
Did
sketch.
you go to Walgreens?
No, we went to.
No, man, we went to a liquor store in Ballard.
in Ballard. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But the lady at the
We
counter.
won't say what liquor store in Ballard.
There's several, but that lady was sketch, dude. That lady was wicked sketch.
You know, meth is a hell of a drug.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Because like as soon as we were like a little bit friendly to her, she started acting real fucking weird. Like we're friendly
You guys
guys.
need some Ready Tabs? Whoa, no, just the whiskey.
Yeah,
Ma'am.
just the whiskey.
Jeez.
Well, it was funny because she's like, "Oh my god, this shit's so popular." Like, really? Because we've never had it before. And between us, like, we were having a hard time finding
so
booze.
popular. I'll tell you why it's so popular. If it's popular at that store, it's because it's still boozy and it's very sweet.
Right.
and it's kind of cheap.
It is. It was kind of cheap. I think.
So-
But the thing is, it was about
I mean,
double we've been
you-
spending the
you-
last couple of weeks.
You figure, well,
Yeah, it was like $23, dude, and we've probably stayed around 10 to 12
Yeah.
bucks the last two
yeah.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I feel that's more because we were getting deals. I mean, we were swinging deals, but I'm running out of deals to swing right now.
Yeah.
When shit rotates and we get new seasonal stuff in, maybe there will be some more fresh things that come out for the summer. But for me right now, we went into a place where we had, a lot of options, but basically everything we knew. So I pick a bottle off the wall thinking, yep, haven't had that, you haven't had that, that'll work. Typically, we like to do the surprise and do the oh shit factor. And that's okay that we couldn't do it today. But
It turned out better this way because this way we were looking at tequila, and I'm like, I wanted to drink tequila, but I was like, I've had everything on this fucking
all that
wall.
tequila was it was all it all been had and not as wowing. So next time around,
This is the only whiskey I think
next
they
time
had.
around, I'm gonna have something good. I've got stuff in mind. I just didn't have the time or the extra finance to get a couple of things I wanted from a couple of places I know where to get.
Fair enough. Yeah, no big deal.
So the future is bright in bad liquor reviews. We might actually be able to get to the point where we call them halfway decent liquor reviews, but we won't change the name because we've built up your fanfare and we really appreciate that.
Whatever fanfare that is. Oh man.
So,
Actually-
Other things that piss me off. Okay, so
what's pissing you off these days?
everything's pissing me off these days. Other than memes, I don't know. Oh man, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that and use that.
I'll do a better version.
Let
Let me
sounds
like
good.
Go back and
because I'm
volume graph this,
sitting and I can't. I can hit that. I can do the big operatic notes, but I can't do it really while I'm sitting.
La, la. Yeah, no, not dealing it.
Getting to know you, getting
so-
to know all about what pisses you off.
So, all right,
What's grinding Chris's gears? What's
I hate
making him
that term,
mad
too.
today?
Grinding your gears.
That might be
Hey.
copyrighted. I don't know.
what's up?
That might be copyrighted. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I don't give a
What
fuck.
grinds my gears?
Yeah, I don't like
I'll
that
tell you
anyways.
what.
That shit pisses me off. It's
Really
just like,
chafes my hide.
dude, I mean, how the fuck can you? How the fuck?
Doggy.
Okay, dude.
How the fuck can you coin a phrase like that and actually like trademark it? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Grinding my gears.
Yeah, what if I said like, what really sucks my dick? Your mom.
You know the worst trademark ever, if you ask me? YOLO.
YOLO. Is that a trademark?
It is. I
What?
do believe it was trademarked.
You know some asshole trademarked
I know.
the happy birthday song. So that's why motherfuckers. No, I shit you not. Did you know that? Do you know that, Mike? All right, so here's the thing. Here's the reason every time you
What
like
a butt fucker.
exactly every time you go to Applebee's or some shit like that, and they're like, "Hey, it's your birthday, happy happy day." That stupid fucking clappy song and shit. And every single restaurant has a different one, and some of them have the same one. It's because "Happy Birthday to You" was trademarked by a dude, and no restaurant their employees cannot sing it unless they pay that fucking dickwad royalties. What a piece of shit.
So independent little places get away with it and shit, but the big chains, if they were to do that,
yeah,
they'd get
if
rolled.
Like fucking, you go to an
because they've got
Outback
50
Steakhouse,
restaurants, 100 restaurants,
you go to
300
Outback
restaurants.
Steakhouse,
Yeah.
they're gonna be paying you millions of dollars for all those fucking birthdays they have.
Slap my face and call me Sally.
And anyways, why the fuck would anybody ever want a group of people at a place to sing
I
them
want
happy birthday?
all my
anyways?
friends
I have no
to
idea.
sing happy birthday to me at Applebee's. That sounds like so much fun.
You know what I want to do?
Oh, wait.
I wanna go to-
Hold on. I actually meant the opposite of that. I don't ever want all of my friends in an Applebee's or any other restaurant of that ilk. Nor do I ever want them to sing happy fucking birthday to me in that kind of a setting.
Don't worry, Rick. You don't have any worries. We're not friends.
I know. That's why I like you. That's why I keep you, man.
That's why we get along, because we fucking don't even like each other at all.
I was like, hey man,
worry.
it's
We're
like,
not
hey,
friends,
hey
that's
man,
why
you
we're
want a beer?
friends.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take a
exactly.
beer. Hey, we're not friends. Okay, cool. Still got it.
So you still got it. Yeah, you still got it. You know what I want to hear?
Hey man, can I get a cigarette?
You know what,
Yeah,
fuck
sure.
that.
Go ahead. But fuck yourself. Oh, I will. Thank you.
You know where I want to hear them just sing me their version of a happy birthday song at? would it be a great venue for it? A strip club. I wonder what the hell they would sing to you. Or they just kick. Oh, wait, no, they'll beat your ass. That's what they'll do.
Day to you.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I can tell what your
just like
last
that.
job was.
Just like
now I
that.
know how you get into bartending, dude.
Yeah.
And coming to the stage.
And coming to the stage.
It's
Rick
Mr.
Ballard.
It's Mr. Maryland.
Oh, man, you look terrible in a dress. No offense, by the way.
Oh.
No offense, but you.
It's not just that I
don't
look
think you
bad in a
look
dress, but when I stand over the air vent and it blows up, you know, oh man, then I look really bad. But
I'm absolutely
I
positive.
mean, it's awful. It's something fiercely awful, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Not to mention, it's only so, yeah.
God,
No,
Marilyn
no. So
Monroe
here's-
was such a babe, though, right?
Oh, wow, man.
Jesus Christ! I think Liberace would have fucked her. She was hot.
I'm pretty sure he would have. Well, he probably would have tried. He might have strangled her too, like, JFK. I'm pretty sure.
Liberace strangled JFK.
They're having a choking party, and it was a mistake with Marilyn Monroe.
Oh,
Ooh, that's bad.
oh yeah.
That's really bad. No, what's pissing me off, specifically today, and I know every time I do this, last time it was loud motorcycles, so I was standing outside and I heard it. This really pissed me off today because I was driving around. Yeah, just don't. Don't. Okay, you know what? Now I know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to make a meme of a motorcycle that actually has sound with it. Okay.
I believe that's like a GIF or a Ray-Ban or something.
I don't even know what it's called at this point. Stop,
All right,
please,
get
God,
to it,
stop.
Get to it.
Oh my
Stop.
God, keep a thought. You are way too easy to knock off your block, man.
I know, right? No, this is about people driving in general. Of course, pisses everybody off. This is about people at four-way stop signs. I cannot count how many fucking four-way stop signs are in Seattle, and for some goddamn reason, nobody ever goes when they're supposed to. Nobody
Better
follows.
pissed off than pissed on, I will say that.
Very true, but nobody
You
ever.
gotta pay extra for that.
People are always waving me to go, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go. I want you to go when you're supposed to go, so the rest of traffic can go when they're supposed to go, so I can fucking go when I'm supposed to go, and it just infuriates the shit out of me. Don't wave at me. We're driving. Just if you're not my fucking friend,
If I'm waving at you, I'm throwing up the fucking feeble little gang sign I made up in my own head. I'm not actually doing that.
Yeah.
I'm saying if we're in a four-way stop, we're at one today, and there's 2 lanes going each direction.
yeah, and I was yelling like a fucking maniac.
So
just driving
2
me
lanes
insane.
need to go north and south, and then 2 lanes need to go east and west.
So you got 2 lanes to go,
simultaneously.
2 people turn.
If someone has to wait to turn left, then they wait until the ones go straight, and then they follow suit and go left. But letting one direction go at a time is the most ass backwards way of doing it.
Well, nobody could figure it out, and people just look at me like, "Go," and I'm like, "Well, you guys aren't."
Just
and
drive
I'm like,
already.
"Fuck it!" So I just went.
You're
Every
going
single time,
this way,
I
and
just
I'm going
fucking
exactly
go.
the opposite direction from you. We're gonna look at each other in passing. I might even flick a booger at you, but we're gonna go right on by, and that's gonna be that.
And it's just as simple as that. Just go. Just. It's
not a lot to ask.
I mean, all these people had to get a fucking license. Why can't they figure out a fucking four-way stop?
I don't think a very dominant percentage of people have had to really think about getting their license in a while, and or didn't have to work very hard to get their license.
But that's not the point.
I
These
think
people
we live
drive
in a
in Seattle
place-
every fucking day.
I think you hit on it. Now, if we lived in Omaha,
Well, there's one fucking stoplight and maybe a couple
no. It's a city. My beef is here, and I
mean
have,
Omaha, I'm sorry. I was thinking
I have substance to back up
You're
this
thinking about
argument.
Moscow, Idaho, or something.
Yeah, exactly.
He's thinking about Lebanon, Oregon. He's thinking about
Is
Rome.
Moscow?
He's thinking about
I don't
Rome,
think that's
Georgia.
Yeah, I was thinking about Rome, Georgia.
He's thinking about Paris, Texas. Yeah, no, there's a
I'll bet
Lebanon,
you-
Oregon.
I'll bet
for
there's a-
sure.
I'll-
I know.
You know,
there.
there's a
I've been
hell.
there. I've been
There's
all,
a
I've been
hell,
all
Texas,
of those
too.
actually.
There's actually a city
except
named Hell in
Texas.
Texas. It
I've
has
never
2
been to
lights.
Texas. I don't know.
There's a Hale, Texas. It has 2 lights.
So
It's had 2 lights since like the 1960s. That place is not getting bigger. Of course, it's named Hell. Why the fuck would anybody want to go there? No, seriously, would you want to move to a town named Hell?
A town named Hell.
In Texas. There's an actual.
Sounds like a bad horror movie.
It does. It sounds like a place. I mean, maybe Ozzy Osbourne would want to live there.
I want to.
As long as he can eat
I
bats,
just want
there might be some
beat
caves nearby.
myself over the head with this microphone right now, so it gives that thud, thud, thud.
It will.
Thud.
You just
That
can't
is-
hear it.
Yeah, no, I don't really want to do it that badly though. Yeah, I just. Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it at that. I
got nothing else to say. People, for fuck's sake, learn.
We live in a city. No, I don't. I do have something. We live in a city where there's a lot of people, there's a lot of immigrated peoples from different places. A very culturally bountiful city where there's a lot of difference. There are a lot of people in this city that have a cousin or an uncle or a nephew or a
That steals bikes?
niece or a so-and-so that works at the fucking DMV, and they go in and they get their license with very minimal testing.
That may be true.
And I would love to uncover that scandal if only I had something to it.
Well, you know, out in Colorado,
Because it's terrible. There are so many people in the city that shouldn't be driving that are.
well, true, but
It's disgusting.
You do know out in Colorado, like they did have a scandal there, which is why you had to, for a long time, you had to have like 3 different forms of ID to get ID because a lot of the ladies at counters were just selling fake IDs because they had all the stuff to do it. So they're just charging people like $200 and came up to the counter and just giving them real.
Would they
IDs.
approach him and say, I'm acting like an animal? Now here's my scandal.
Oh God,
I just want to know.
I don't think so. Maybe
be good. That would be-
Perhaps.
that would be-
Perhaps. I don't know. I have no
That'd
idea.
be a pretty choice
You guys want to
approach
know about the
of the
Budweiser
conversation. Oh.
that we were talking about earlier?
Oh, you find out some facts.
Ooh, you
Mike?
got something for this?
What's going on?
What do you got?
Budweiser has 50% of the United States market for all beers
Holy
sold.
shit!
Boom. And I knew that would have been the case, but I'm thinking globally, where they
In
at?
2008, the Belgian Brazilian beer giant InBev bought majority of the stocks to create the largest brewing company in the world.
Oh, so it's owned by Brazil?
Brazilian Belgian.
InBev.
No shit.
Yeah, Belgian and Brazilian. Yes.
InBev.
InBev.
Ah, welcome to the new world economy where all the shitty beer is owned by a couple
know
of
this?
choice people.
Everybody thought that the NFL was going to stop rolling Budweiser commercials. Previously, there had been some sort of a mandate that the NFL would only air some kind of American. There was like something to their American commercial audience that they would demand that, and everybody was like, "Wow, well," or maybe it was only their sponsors,
No
not their
shit.
commercial. Excuse me, it was specifically their sponsors. So everyone thought, "Well, shit." NFL's going to have to dump Bud because they're not nationally owned anymore. They're internationally owned by
These are things I did not
multinational
know.
consortium. I'm like, that's a very big departure from what they've done.
Multipass.
So they're still rolling out Ford and Chevy and I don't know who else is sponsoring.
What
AT&T,
the fuck?
Applebee's.
But yeah,
yeah,
Budweiser
back to Applebee's.
not nationally owned anymore.
Wow.
International. Yeah, Budweiser.
Budweiser.
Still trying to rock the red, white, and blue on there. And Pabst has been bought by a Russian group in the
Yes.
last year.
Yeah, that was the
yeah, the
last
whole
year.
Milwaukee
So
scene. Yeah.
Miller is still American owned, and they owned a lot of smaller American breweries like Rainier, but Olympia,
Olympia Rainier are
owned by
owned by-
Pabst,
Yeah.
Olympia is owned by Pabst.
and Pabst is now owned by the Russians.
Which means
And Pabst has the biggest red, white, and blue design to their bottles of any beer I can think of. You look at their 6-packs and their cases and their cans and their bottles, their tap handles, everything. It's all red, white, and blue.
well, here's what's really interesting. Okay, so
and they sold to the frickin' commies, man.
well, here's the deal. So here's a really interesting thing about business, just in general, with all we're talking
Go
about.
commie pieces.
You commie motherfuckers. I actually like
It's
Russian
not
people a lot.
1989 anymore. Come on.
panko commie piece of.
Anyway, so one of the most interesting things about international business is that a lot of these things aren't huge problems for American economy. Well, yes, they're owned by foreign companies, but we're still taxing them, and so that's why there aren't huge problems with it. One of the most interesting things is when we banned online gambling, and the reason is because it was out. Most of it was out in Australia. So Australia was doing most of our online gaming, like Full Tilt was all Australian owned. It was the biggest gambling site in the world. And because we can't tax them, it was basically just exporting money from the United States out to Australia. Because for every single hand that you play, they took a certain percentage. So they'd take like maybe 1 or 2%. Not very much. It's pennies on a dollar. 'Cause you're only playing for like maybe 50 cents or a buck or so. But they're literally just siphoning money from every country directly into Australia. And they're not paying any taxes because it's online. And so that's the whole reason that shit went down.
So you guys stood up against that.
And we said no more online gambling, which pissed a lot of fucking people off. It still pisses me off. And now there's only certain sites can do it, but they have to be American owned. They have to be inside the United States because they have to pay fucking taxes on.
Hey, that is what it is.
It kind of makes sense.
I'm
but
all right with that.
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
all right with that.
I'm okay with that too.
Might have
Kind of.
been an unfortunate happening in the moment, and if those other sites weren't there for you to then turn to, that would have really stunk as a better gamer, gambler, whatever. From the outside looking in, that seems reasonable, but important that they. I mean, any revenue to be had. Why aren't we making effort to grab that? That's something that I think we're doing a very poor job in this country of. That if they actually did that, then I'll tip my hat to them. That they were like, wait a second. Australia's getting all the money? No, well, fuck that. We're going to change this. We're going to flip the script here. We're going to make it so you can't use those. You can use ours, and we get to tax it.
Right,
And
but
people still make something.
The rabbit hole goes way deeper than that. Let's not get into an economic debate right now because there's way too much information to go through. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just saying, it's
No, it's
too
fair.
much.
Totally fair.
That's too
Totally
much.
fair.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that secondary?
Oh yeah, dude. So here's the thing.
Topic
I'm
of the
I'm
week,
totally
that's you,
done with
baby.
my rant. Yeah. So I got this is what I chose this week, and this is something that once again it's the same as earlier. It's both over the bar. It pisses me off even more over the bar, but in general. But when people come in and sit down at your bar, and they give you just completely the most unsolicited advice ever. And give me a second, I'll explain exactly what I'm talking about. They're like, oh, well, why don't you guys do this? Why don't you guys have purple napkins? Or why don't you guys put this on the wall? Or why don't you guys put a skylight in? Or why don't you guys do this to the bathroom? I'm like, motherfucker, I work here. I don't own the place. And even if I did own the place, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't want to hear a goddamn word about what I should do with whatever place I either work at or I own.
Wait, so you didn't just like willy-nilly just open this place up and not consider what anybody
yesterday.
else would want?
I mean, it's been there
and
10
just say,
years,
hey, you
yeah.
know what? I'm just going to open this place up and we're just going to serve whatever and I'll take everybody's opinion and we could do exactly what they say all the way through.
Exactly. It's like the one asshole
you
comes
didn't
in.
do
It's
that.
like, I want Coors Light. You guys should carry Coors Light. It's like, yeah, you come in here twice a week, but guess what? Nobody else drinks Coors Light.
Come in
Nobody
here
else
twice
fucking
a week
wants
and
it.
you would drink 2 of them.
Right. Maybe 6, maybe 10. I don't care how much of an alcoholic they are. I'm not going to carry Coors Light for one motherfucking person unless they're spending $100,000 a year at the fucking place.
And keep a
Costs
bottle
have
of
gone up.
booze
Yeah.
for a specific customer, perhaps.
Well, because their friends will drink it too.
There's also
That's
a, shelf,
little bit
There's
different.
also a shelf space factor.
Yeah.
You're going to keep a case of cold beer for one guy
No. That's cooler space.
or a half case?
Yeah,
Whatever.
you also
I
got to
mean,
take into account like
it's
cooler space
ridiculous.
is a lot more expensive. Shelf space, not so expensive. Booze stays good forever. However, beer, wine, no. I'm not going to order a special bottle of wine for somebody unless they come in every single week and they order the same or certain varietals of wine. They're super expensive. But what happens that one week when they don't come in, they're like, well, where's my Chateau Day Eat a Dick, wherever the fuck you want to call it, and they don't take it. And they don't.
What year was that Chateau de Eat a Dick?
God, I think it was like 1989.
Oh, that was a good year.
Yeah, it was.
It was a great year on the Chateau to Eat a Dick.
But yeah, no, I mean, I hate that shit. It's like, okay, so, well, your chairs suck. You guys should get new chairs. Let me get right on that, asshole.
I should.
Let me do it right now.
You know what? Better yet, why don't you get the fuck out of here right now?
You go find a place with better chairs.
And no, we'll just you leave, and I'll get all these other people that are here eating and paying, and they can leave, and we can close down for the day. Fuck it, it'll take 2 days. It's the weekend, so let's just take the whole weekend. We'll take all 3 days.
Yeah, why not?
And we'll just get new chairs.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you come back, I really hope you like them because if you don't, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, we'll spend
Just for you.
Let's go ahead and spend $30,000.
We're gonna get all new chairs because you can't fucking sit in a regular fucking chair. You fucking asshat. Bah.
It's the same
Yeah.
other thing. Well, why don't you guys do this with that? Why don't you do this with this? It's like
That's
you know,
what's pissy
really?
with Chrissy this week. Thank you
Seriously.
for listening.
No, people. Okay, so the place I work at right now, I love to death, but there are certain regulars that come in. They're like, "Well, I really think you guys should do this." I'm like, "Cool. Well, you know the owner, so why don't you talk to
Why
him
don't you
about
tell him
this?"
or her
Well, he doesn't.
or them.
And I've actually said that at certain points. So I've been busy. I'm like, "Well, why don't you talk to him about it?" And they're like, "Well, I already told him." I'm like,
Because
well,
he ain't trying to hear that shit. That's what they
yeah, it's
really
exa-
want to say.
My whole thing is like, well, then why the fuck are you talking to me? Do you really think that just because I'm behind the bar that I
got a line?
I'm going to sit here and talk to him and elicit all this worldly change just for your comfort? You know what? Everybody else loves that shit, but you don't like
Bullocks.
it. You should put more butter on this, or you should put more of this on this. It's like, well, motherfucker, let me tell you what. You go back, you do the cost in the kitchen, you figure this shit out,
Hey,
and
man.
you can make it cost less than what we're
You
doing
want
right
more
now.
butter on something? Ask.
You know what I'm
You
saying.
want more spice on something? Ask.
Ask.
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying. I'm saying an offshoot to all of that. Like, stop telling every place how they should do their, people
Prime example.
people
hold
don't
on.
realize
Prime
how much
example.
work most places put into creating a menu for food, creating a menu even still for
booze.
liquor. Less are putting in the real effort into their booze, but more and more places are in this area at least.
Oh, very
putting
much
in
in
a
Seattle.
lot of effort, maybe even more. Because food, you can see the translation. You know, like, okay, this is a good taste and this will work, and you can go from there. But with booze, I mean, you got to buy a product. You got to
Dozens-
give it a whirl. You got to
dozens
buy
of
another.
different types of
You know, you
liquor.
got. There's a lot of stuff to it. I mean, most bars these days are working 3 and 4 part cocktails on the minimum.
Which is crazy.
You get into 6 and 7 part cocktails, 8 part cocktails,
And
even.
you're getting too muddled in there. There's not enough you can do with that.
and sometimes it's layered and it's worked right, and there's a lot to it. When you come in and you tell somebody, "Oh, you shouldn't have this on it," or "You should have that for that," or "You should," anytime you're telling somebody else how they should be doing their job,
Every time
I
somebody
don't
does
care
that,
what it
you know what I want to do?
is.
I just want to go tell them how to dress. Be like, you know what?
God, you
probably
should go to the
wear-
hardware
Yeah.
store and tell Joe Bob he should organize all of his hammers and screws and shit differently.
Why
and
don't
see
you
if
get
he
back into
doesn't
your
hammer
workshop
one of
and
them
fix that
screws
shit?
into your fucking face.
Exactly.
People don't like being told that they're doing it wrong and this is what you should be doing instead. You know
Especially
who
by
gets to
somebody who
tell you
doesn't-
that? Your boss.
Right.
And your boss's boss. Not even the guy on the other side of the counter who's paying a tab.
Well, it just cracks me up. I mean,
there's
this is
another
with
train a
anything.
coming. So
Yeah, but seriously, if you're gonna fucking, I mean, you know, try and tell me what to do. Why don't you go own a business yourself? You know, I'm not gonna, you know, go tell you how to suck some dick. Just go do that. Go have fun. Get the fuck out of my face.
what if I show up at your work, slap the dick out of your mouth, and tell you how to do your job?
Well, think
Huh?
about it this
Huh?
way, Rick. Like,
Huh?
what? Like, would you like it if some like you know? You know what? I got nothing on this. Fuck it. I got nothing on that.
Would you like it if
if
anything at all were to happen? Yeah, maybe.
ever?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I might like it.
I'd probably be a 50-50 split, actually.
Yeah, it could be. It could be either way. One,
Yeah,
one way or
I'd
the
like
other.
it or I wouldn't like
Yeah.
it. I knew it'd be one or the other.
You know, this,
Actually, no. There's a slim chance that I'd like it. A very reasonable chance that I don't like it. But a dominant chance
course, you
that I
salty fuck.
just don't give a fuck.
I like your attitude.
There's
on
a
that.
75%
This is why
chance
we're-
that I'm
I mean, I'm
absolutely
sorry.
fucking ambivalent about it. There's a 23% chance that I really don't fucking like it.
Well, I was about to say
And
this
there's
is why
about a
we're
2%
friends.
chance that I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I dig it. I'm down with that.
Well,
I
this is
sign off on that.
this is why I
I'll
was
put
about
my name on it.
That's why I'm
Rick
about-
of Ballard approves.
this is why I was about ready to say that we're friends, but we're not friends.
I'm
Speaking
Rick
of
of
which,
Ballard, and I approve of this message.
and I approve of this message. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Can you pass me that bottle of booze?
No.
I feel like there should be some. There should be a couple of pours before you pass that bottle along. It's time. It's not your time. Just please set them up there, Mike. You just be patient over there, the Moffat.
I will. Let's listen to this.
Oh, I'm totally going that way with the booze right now. I'm like,
Well, you know, it's actually kind of I guess it's fitting. You know, it's from Canada, so might as well play a.
oh, the
booze.
Canadians?
Yeah. See?
Oh, they got shit to say. Oh, they got shit to say.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, they got shit to say.
You're trigger happy there, buddy.
Oh, that's when Rick was talking about his balls, by the way. So you know what?
Barge.
Honestly, with this Rebel Stoke, I'm actually kind of stoked about this Rebel Stoke. I cannot lie. I'm not
Reveling
usually
in the stokage.
I'm not usually a huge fan of pecans, but I dig this. I mean, it is kind of sweet. It is a little bit sweet. So anybody who
It's more hazelnut.
yeah, it does taste like hazelnut, but maybe it's
It's the
because
roasted.
it's roasted pecan, so
Yes.
it actually gets more of a hazelnut flavor. I don't even know what the fuck a hazelnut is. So
Filbert.
what the fuck is a filbert?
A hazelnut?
You know what? Fuck you.
I'm just telling you, Filberts were not a very attractive name, so they decided to just call them hazelnuts. No kidding.
I believe it.
No kidding.
I believe
My
people-
dad grew up
people
on a
can't even
farm.
figure out
He
fucking
knows about
stop
pigs and
signs.
Filberts and all kinds of shit like that, and learned it from him.
One day he's like, people don't like filberts no more.
That still doesn't help, though.
Very true.
It's a similar nut. Man, I don't. What do you want me to tell you? It's a fucking nut. It grows from a tree. They fall.
Exactly.
You collect them.
You
You,
collect
roast them.
them. You make
pop 'em
booze
open.
out of
you
them.
put the nuts in your fucking mouth, man. That's how it works.
Oh man. Anyways, I like it.
All right, one more.
One more. Cheers, guys. Hold on a second. I'm gonna take a look at this really quick.
No.
Oh yeah. Slunch.
Cilantro.
Roast.
All right.
Compay.
So no, this is pretty cool. You can pick it up. It's only like
Wow.
how long? How
It's
long?
pretty cool. I like it.
I'm sorry, not how long. How much does this cost?
$25 out the door.
Spider.
$25 out the door for. Is that a 750 milliliter or is that a
that's
liter?
a 750.
Okay.
That was
750.
some kung fu shit right there. You just squished a spider with your foot on the wall.
Chris just got up from his
Yeah, I kung
post
fu to
and
spider.
kung
I
fu.
don't like spiders in my
He
place.
went Hong Kong Fooey on that spider, on that wall spider.
I got him good too. He's still stuck. I have white shoes, so you can see him. He's still stuck in the bottom of my fucking shoe,
That's
dude.
lovely.
Yeah, I got that fucker pretty good. No, this is an awesome bottle. It looks cool too. How much was it? Like $22?
25.
25?
Out the door.
Nice. So yeah, even with tax in this shitty state where everything costs way too much money.
So pre-tax, it's gonna be about 19.
Yeah, $19. That's in Washington. Depends on where
19.
you're at, but it's not expensive.
Not so bad.
It's decent. If you can stand sweet,
Listen, if you can't spend $25 on a bottle of booze, you should not be spending any money on a bottle of booze.
good advice.
Really, if those few dollars break you,
Yeah, don't do it.
maybe just don't drink for a couple weeks.
That might be a good idea.
Build up enough money to,
Buy some good.
go buy a bottle
Anyway,
of
so
booze.
70 proof, 35% alcohol. I think we went through all the stats earlier, but honestly, it is sweet. I gotta say this. I know a lot of people hate Fireball, but if you at least can accept Fireball and think it's all right, I think it's decent.
I'd encourage this.
Yeah, I would
Give it a
encourage
try.
this.
It's a good flavored whiskey.
Yeah.
I've tried a lot of flavored whiskeys, honey whiskeys, all of the major brands,
Jim Beam.
Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Wild Turkey. They've all got a honey. And I think
They've
I like
all got the
Wild
new shit,
Turkey's
yeah.
American honey the best of those. I actually like that product. I don't really like any of the rest of those honey whiskeys.
Right.
I don't like cherry whiskeys and blackberry whiskeys and maple whiskeys and on. They're just a little too much to them.
You know, speaking of trendy
I like
shit,
this.
Red Stag.
Red Stag's all right. I drank Red Stag for an entire weekend for a friend's wedding a couple years back.
Nice.
And it was a
Interesting.
lot of fun. We
never
liked
had
it
it.
chilled. It was a little more mellow.
I
but it had a good flavor to it, and I was all right with it. So I didn't mean to cut you off, but you sparked the
Red
idea.
Stag.
Red Stag.
Oh, speaking of stags.
There's Mike with all that information.
Oh, man. No. All right, guys.
It
Well,
has to come in the form of actually.
actually, this Rebel Stoke is pretty good. I'm somewhat stoked on it.
I'm reveling in the stokage.
I'm reveling in the Stoke. I don't want to
In
go
the
too far with this.
stokage.
Anyways, if you guys like pecans, give it a shot. Otherwise,
If you like whiskey,
don't
give it a
fucking
shot.
touch it. If you can't eat nuts, for fuck's sake, don't try this alcohol because you'll go into anaphylactic
You
shock.
know what? Or if you're really annoying and you can't eat nuts, drink it by the gallon. Just drink a ton of it. If I don't like
honestly.
you and you have a nut allergy, God, I couldn't recommend something more. Just drink the fuck out of this
Oh
stuff.
shit! You got any names on that list, Rick?
We
Jesus,
did not
man.
mean to go down this road. Just
All right, guys. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. This is
Welcome to our podcast.
yeah. Well, it's not welcome, but goodbye from our podcast.
Adios from the
As
podcast.
they say, aloha, hello, and goodbye.
Arrivederci.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Listen soon. Peace.
See you next week.
subscribe and Twitter and all that shit.
I'm gonna do it later. I'm getting a little sauce.
Just fucking take the soundbite of the previous one I did.
Blah,